8, The Missile Man of India. Now, before we start reading the chapter, I just want you to know, do you know who is a president? A president is a person who is the supreme commander of our country. And in this chapter, we are going to read about the 11th president of our country, Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. Do you know who is the first president of India? It was Dr. Rajendra Prasad. Now here we are going to read about Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, a great scientist, thinker and a motivator who always wanted the youth of the country to come forward and do things, and so that he felt that the youth was the one which could bring about a great change in the country. So whenever he delivered lectures, his main aim or motivation was to ignite the young mind, to motivate the young generation. So now let's read the chapter, and basically talks about his life and work as a scientist in the research and defense research of India, and also how from a humble background he became a great scientist. Abdul Kalam is also known as the Missile Man of India. He was the 11th President of India as well as an accomplished scientist. The full name of Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam was Abdul Pakir Jainulabuddin Abdul Kalam. He was born on 15th October 1931 at Rameshwaram, Tamil Nadu. His father was boat owner who ferried Hindu pilgrims from the Rameshwaram temple in Tamil Nadu. Now, as you can see, Abdul Kalam, who was known as the Missile Man of India. Now, what is missile? Children, missile is a weapon used by the Indian Armed Forces, the defense people, which works with a remote. So the missile goes out into enemy territory but is guided with a remote by a person sitting somewhere far away from the missile. So that's why he has worked a lot on the Indian space research for the development of various types of missiles. So he was known as the Missile Man of India. He's the 11th president, and as I told you, he was an accomplished scientist, thinker of our country. His full name, as I told, is Abdul Pakir Jainulabuddin Abdul Kalam. He came from a very humble background. His father was a small boatsman who of a small temple town of Rameshwaram. Rameshwaram is a very small coastal town in the state of Tamil Nadu, where there is a temple of Ram. So he ferried all the pilgrims who used to come to visit those temples in his boat. As a paper boy after school to support his fathers. He had 4 brothers and 1 sister. He went on to study physics and graduated from the Madras University. He wanted to become a fighter pilot. He studied aerospace engineering and also completed a PhD in physics to become a scientist. So as you can see, he came from a very poor background. His father was a boatsman and he had to fend for himself. He used to work as a paper boy after school timings to support his father. He was not only the only child, he had 4 other brothers and a sister. So it was a big family. So he made sure that he also was a help to his father. He did physics. He did his graduation in physics and from the Madras University, and then his ambition in life was to become a fighter pilot. So for this he did also studied aerospace engineering and also did a PhD in physics, but he became a scientist in the end. Project director at the Indian Space Research Organization. He led many projects there and was extremely successful on each of them. In 1970, Kalam directed 2 projects, the Project Devil and the Project Valiant, to develop missiles. Rohini 1 was launched under his leadership. The Agni and the Prithvi missiles were also successfully launched under his leadership. Moreover, he was appointed as the chief executive of the Integrated Guided Missile Development Program. Now, Kalam became, because of his studies, he became one of the top scientists of India. He was the project director of the Indian Space Research Organization, or you, in the short form, you call it as ISRO. Its headquarters are in Bangalore. From there, he led many successful, extremely successful projects. In 1970, two projects under him, Project Devil and Project Valiant, developed missiles. Rohini 1, one of the top missiles of India, was also launched under his leadership. Then, as you have been hearing, you will be hearing the Agni missile, the Prithvi missiles, which are used by the Indian Army, the defense forces, are also successfully launched under his leadership. He was the main force behind the development of all these missiles in India. So, because of his major work in the development of the missile program, he became one of the chief executive of the Integrated Guided Missile Development Program. Now, when you say integrated guided missile means they are guided to where the missile has to go. You can't just leave a missile, that weapon, but how it is integrated and delivered so he became the chief executive officer of that. 1992 to 1999, Kalam was appointed as a chief scientific advisor to the Prime Minister of India and the Secretary of Defense and Research. During this time, Kalam also served as the chief project coordinator for the Pokhran 2 nuclear tests. After this, he came to be known as the Missile Man of India. In the year 2002, Kalam became the 11th President of India and served the country till the year 2007. So, as I have told you, he became the chief executive of the Guided Missile Development Program. Now, from the year 1992 to 1999, he was appointed as the advisor, scientific advisor to the Prime Minister of India and also the Secretary of Defense and Research. A scientific advisor is a person who gives advice in that particular field. So, that scientific, all the advisory regarding the scientific development, etc., to the Prime Minister and the Secretary of the Defense is given by the scientific advisor. So, he was from the year 1992 to 1999, he was the scientific advisor to the Prime Minister. Now, during this time, he was also working as a chief project coordinator to one of the most secret program of Indian government, which was called the Pokhran 2, which we did the nuclear tests. After this nuclear test, because he was one of the main guiding force behind these Pokhran tests which happened, he came to be known as the Missile Man of India. Now, after in the year 2002, Kalam, under the support of the then government, the BJP government, became the 11th President of India and served his full term of 5 years till year 2007. Recipient of the Padma Bhushan, the Padma Vibhushan and the Bharat Ratna awards from the Indian governments in the year 1981, 1990 and 1997 respectively. He was also awarded the Indira Gandhi National Award for National Integration in the year 1997. Kalam was awarded medals not only by the Indian government but also from the government of the USA. Now, you see, for his exemplary work in the field of research, defense and missile development programs, he has been a recipient of various top honors of the country, the civilian honors, Padma Bhushan, Padma Vibhushan, and the highest award of the Indian government, given by the Indian government, the Bharat Ratna, in the year 1981, 1990 and 1997. He has also been given the Indira Gandhi National Award for National Integration in the year 1997. Now, besides all the awards and received from the Indian government, he has also received many awards from the government of USA for his work in the field of science, research, and development. Graduates from 40 universities. In addition to his work, he has also authored a number of books. Amongst them, India 2020 was the most appreciated and widely read book. Ignited Minds, Mission India, Inspiring Thoughts are some of his other books. He also used to give lectures at many schools and colleges. Kalam loved young people and wanted to make a difference in their lives. Kalam breathed his last while giving a lecture at IIM Shillong. The entire world was saddened by the death of the simple, humble, and great man. So, besides all these awards, he has also received doctorates from over 40 universities all around the world. He also has authored a number of books. Widely known among them are India 2020, which is one of the most appreciated and widely read. Ignited Minds are another one of the most very important books, which he has written to inspire the younger generation, the youth of India. Mission India, Inspiring Thoughts are also some of his very important books. Besides this, after his tenure of the presidency, he started giving lectures at various universities and colleges. He always wanted to inspire the young generation, the young people, and loved them, and always wanted to make a difference in their life. So he used to visit most of the colleges and the universities to give lectures to motivate the children there. In one of his visits to IIM Shillong, he had a cardiac arrest at the time of the giving of the lecture, and breathed his last there. It was the world was very saddened by the death of one of the most renowned scientists of India, who was from a very humble beginning and reached a point of his life where he achieved a lot of things.